Again, I'm Lenny Pinna, and I'm the editor of this book, A Face from Uranus, Correspondence between Ted Burr and Henry Bellarmine, 1943 to 1945. I'm continuing in part 2 with Henry's response to Ted's life story. Now I'm going back to Jamie Wakefield for a moment. There was a real Jamie Wakefield. He was a friend of mine. Jamie has missed all boats, although he was talented. I said in King's Row, Jamie was destined to the sterility of his kind. A hard word, Ted, and it need not be so. All people have to be adaptable, all of us. But I think you don't wish to be that. I am a million miles away from suggesting that you can just wake up some fine morning and just decide to be altogether different, think differently, etc. You can't do that any more than anyone else can. Let's accept certain deep down things, factors, characteristics in your nature simply as something which, like the colors of your eyes, you did not choose and cannot change. But in order even to preserve what you most wish to keep, wouldn't it be common sense to make some outward concessions to convention, just to save yourself annoyance and trouble? You probably hate the word convention, but conventions are the protection of all individuals. Not all people who do not fit neatly into the simple and distinct categories of masculine and feminine are necessarily intellectually sterile. Oscar Wilde, whom we can't admire for some dozen reasons, was yet a fine artist. Tchaikovsky was a great one. They had a pretty bad time, but Tchaikovsky's bad time was interior. Outwardly, he was a fairly conforming person. The footnote tells us that Oscar Wilde, Irish playwright and poet, was convicted of gross indecency for a homosexual relationship and was sentenced to hard labor. Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, the Russian composer, suffered from depression most of his life. Incidentally, will you send me some snapshots of yourself or photos? I am sure you are a very good-looking boy. I can see much more clearly than you imagine why you use makeup, etc. But I'm pretty sure that just as you are better looking without AIDS. And you only get yourself and others into trouble. I don't imagine that makeup is one of the really deep down necessities. This is a suggestion. I see various boys who wear makeup, and I never felt it really improved them. And it certainly leads to a lot of misunderstanding. Consider, suppose a girl dresses as an obvious prostitute and goes down to the New York waterfront. Should she be offended or hurt when she is taken to be that which she isn't? I suppose certain kinds of men seeing you would naturally decide you were, let us say, available. They feel cheated when you don't want to play. Later on, when I know you better, and you trust me more fully, I'd like to ask you some questions. Not now. They are not important. The story to be continued.